All right, great. So what I'd like to talk about now is going to be your traffic and targeting types that you can select in Zeropark. So you have this option available to you after you select your traffic type. And then what happens is you're going to next be given the opportunity to choose which particular targeting you'd like to use for your campaign. So run of network is usually an option that targets all of the sources coming from a selected geo. So your sources can contain multiple targets. So should you ever have a particular geo that has a new source, that traffic is going to be added to your campaign. You're now going to be buying traffic from that source. What's interesting about run of network campaigns is that you're running your advertisement to a set of websites, but you are not selecting the specific website, right? You have to create your source list or your target list, and you have to analyze your data in order to see which performing source is going to be the best for your campaign, because you can have thousands that you have to analyze, and making sure that you're integrated with your tracking and also set up for rule-based optimization is going to be essential whenever you're using run of network targeting. So we use this for testing a lot. Usually whenever we're trying to determine how an offer is going to perform, that's something that we like to use with run of network. And we like to also run this simultaneously should we use a source campaign. And there are ways to prevent overlapping if you're going to do that, which we will show you deeper into more case studies and campaigns that we'll go into with you in detail in Dice University. Now, target or source campaigns, that's going to be the second category, but we're going to split it up and just talk about targets first, because targets is going to be a single website or a set of websites that you can promote your offer to. You have to have, and this is an absolute requirement or you will not be able to buy traffic, you have to have a list of targets that you want to promote your offer to. If you do not have the list of targets, then you can save your campaign as a draft. You can add targets there later, and then you can run traffic at a later time. So your campaign is going to be manually reviewed. So if you don't have any targets, there's also going to be a status to let you know that you have a draft due to not having any targets if you created a target campaign. So there's going to be every red flag possible to make sure that you're aware that you cannot continue until you have your targets added. You usually want to get your targets from your run of network campaigns. And sometimes you can speak with the Zeropark affiliate manager, see if they have any suggestions for you. You can also select any particular targets on your own that you have from any historical data that you like to utilize in your campaign. That kind of goes into source. So source is going to be an option where you have a single publisher that usually consists of several targets. Now, your target can consist of hundreds of websites, so everything just stacks on top of each other, and the database just continues to grow. So you have to be able to narrow down specifically what source you want to promote your offer to, and you do that through using the list. Traffic calculator is also a great way to look at what sources you would like to bid on. You can kind of get an estimated value of how much you need to go in with your bid to kind of adjust your strategy, because you always want to try to achieve a high reach, but you're not going to be able to do that when you're running a target or a source campaign, naturally, because you're literally only telling the system to run your ads to a particular set of sources or targets. As opposed to run of network, you're buying traffic from all of the sources, and you're only creating lists of traffic, and you're only like pausing sources is what you're doing, or you're creating rule-based optimization where you're automating the process, where you're pausing everything based on certain cost per acquisition, costs that are coming your way based on how many clicks you're getting to your campaign. So the last thing that I want to mention about target or source campaigns is it's going to be useful sometimes if you split test running a source campaign separately. So maybe you should go in and do 10 sources, but run 10 separate campaigns with different targeting options. You can kind of do that. So split test your source and your target campaigns as well. Now, next we're going to talk about keyword targeting option. Now, the keyword option is where you're able to enter a list of keywords to receive targeted visitors. Now, that's really interesting if you have any domain redirect, or if you have any brands or anything that you're using that you know based on your audience activity that you can take advantage of and leverage. But you have to make sure you have those lists available. You have to upload them in order to utilize them, and make sure you have those prepared for Zeropark in order to perform efficiently. Next, you have multi-geo, which in my opinion is going to be dynamic whenever you're running any smart link campaigns. That's going to be helpful whenever you're trying to test and scale to multiple geos as well. So this is where you can target several geos at once. So it can definitely become a party whenever it comes to looking at your data. And this is mainly also because if you also get a new source in a multi-geo campaign, the campaign is not going to hesitate to allow you to also buy traffic from that new source. So that's extremely interesting whenever it comes to multi-geo, and the fact that you have that ability to run that kind of campaign on this traffic platform, it gives you an infinite opportunity to try to scale your campaigns and increase your revenue. So it's also important to remember that you're not going to be able to choose all of the traffic targeting options with certain traffic types, not just narrowed down for you. The only one that doesn't have all of them is going to be push. You cannot do multi-geo in push, and you cannot do keyword. And also, this demonstration is incorrect. The pop category should have multi-geo, so just pretend like that's there. So for domain and pop, it's free reign. You can do run of network, you can do target, you can do source, you can do keyword, and you can do multi-geo campaigns. So that's going to be interesting whenever you're trying to decide whether or not you want to go for volume or whether or not you want to go for a particular targeting traffic quality type, whenever you're trying to determine what kind of campaign you're going to run for your offer. So that completes your traffic types and your targeting options available with Zeropark. And make sure you dive into our campaigns so you can see how we would generally set up and optimize our campaign.